SZA is the latest artist to find herself clapping back at the White House. She retweeted a post from her label's head, Terence Punch Henderson, calling out the recent wave of videos from the Trump administration that use artists' music without their consent. Punch's post wrote, "Trying to provoke artists to respond in order to help spread propaganda and political agendas is nasty business. Knock it off." SZA added, "White House rage-baiting artists for free promo, is peak dark inhumanity and shock and awe tactics, evil and boring."
This response was prompted by the White House account on X posting a video of ICE officers in military clothing arresting people set to SZA's song Big Boys. The post featured the caption, "We heard it's cuffing season. Bad news for criminal illegal aliens. Great news for America." White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson responded to SZA's criticism, saying in a statement, "Thank you, SZA, for drawing even more attention to the tremendous work America's ICE officers are doing by arresting dangerous criminal illegal aliens from American communities."
This, of course, comes just days after Sabrina Carpenter criticised the White House for using her song Juno in an ICE raids video without her consent. Well, I don't think they should really use songs just to aggravate people, but they obviously do so. I suspect maybe of all the big topics we've discussed today, this might be the one that we have a stronger disagreement about. I guess, you know, the one sort of serious objection I have to this, beyond just, you know, how you use musical artists' music for political purposes, is that I do think it's sort of a piece with quite a kind of trolling attitude. You know, there's this stuff that seems partly intended to engender the kind of responses that we've seen. Then there are those Department of Homeland Security memes, which are typically, you know, I don't even know how to describe them. It's always white people thrusting forth as representatives of what real America means, capturing the homeland. And I find that kind of attitude a combination of sort of tiresome and ominous, but I'm sure you have a very different view of it all.
I am questioning of the idea that the White House is intentionally picking artists that they know will respond. To me, it seems like the White House is very keen on using TikTok and trending songs and topics on TikTok in order to draw attention to what they're doing. And the reality is all of these artists have snippets of their songs floating around TikTok and being used as these featured audio clips that people place on top of videos so that they are, you know, in this section of trending topics. And the White House has a bunch of young millennials and Gen Z people in the communication staff who are keenly aware of this. And so they are picking songs that are massive, that obviously go with the videos that they're sharing thematically through the, you know, small snippet of lyrics they're using, of course. And so it seems to me like if you have an industry that is probably 99% liberal, we're just only allowed to put Kid Rock songs on the DHS videos? Like, is that what we're talking about here?
You know, I think that the main thing I would say pushing back against that is there's a difference between you or I or any individual being on TikTok and using trending sounds, as people do, to try to sort of make the videos better and boost engagement with those videos, and being the White House and using songs for videos that, you know, by their very nature are going to be contentious. I mean, we could get into the whole debate about the ICE raids, but the point is nobody, not even in the White House, doubts that there's going to be controversy around them. Now, in a previous era, there would be debates like this around the use of music at campaign rallies or in TV ads. Now there's a debate around the use of them in things like TikTok videos or videos posted to X. And to me, even though the media landscape has changed so vastly, there is still the same fundamental question, which is the use of an artist's music to further a political point, even when it's in contravention of that artist's wishes.
I feel like even unless you have a copyright claim and someone's playing the full song on YouTube, you don't really have a leg to stand on. And people's music all the time, people's art all the time is used for purposes that they might not approve of, and they're welcome to speak out against it. But to suggest that the White House is not allowed to use it because they're worried about contentious videos, I think just seems really unfair, I guess. I'm not sure how else to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is they have, legally speaking, the right to use it. The question, I think, is whether it is fair or reasonable to co-opt these artists into sending these messages. I would argue that even if it is legally possible, I think it is. I mean, of course, we can't get into the White House's minds, but I strongly suspect it is in fact done with the intention of sort of inflaming these kind of rows and then drawing more attention to the whole thing. Though I would note that in the Sabrina Carpenter case, they did in fact take down the video that she objected to, but then they later used her music or cited her in some other means. So it was a little unclear where they ultimately came down on that one.
I recall the statement that Abigail Jackson gave in response to the Sabrina Carpenter kerfluffle, and it was quite funny because she had pulled some lyrics from some of her other songs in the response and kind of used it against her, which was quite clever. And Abigail, I think, is the same age as me, and so we're like we know about that pop culture space, and I thought it was good fun.
Well, despite us having different views on this, I do enjoy the good use of the word kerfuffle, which I think should be used more often.
All right, that's going to do it for us on Rising Live. Thanks for joining us. Look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Hills YouTube channel so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks, y'all, and we'll see you next week.